So in this demo, we are going to see how to create nested routes. So the task is, already we have home above. Now I want to create one more link called contact. When I click this contact, it should display the component like this. The contact component should look like this. But what special about this contact component means, this contact component template is going to have one more route. When I click contact, it should have permanent and temporary, and the temporary and permanent needs to be shown based on the click. And all those things I'm going to put it into one module called contact module. And it should be it needs to be a different module, and we are going to integrate everything together. Very important stuff. So please pay your attention and just start listening into this. So the first thing is, I just want to go back to my folder, close everything in the source inside the app. I'm going to create a new folder called contact, and this contact is going to have a small it should have a route, it should have the components within it, a lot of things we are going to do. So the first thing we are going to do here is we are going to create the contact module. So let me create that first. Contact.module.ts, like app.module.ts, I'm creating contact.module.ts. So in the contact module.ts, let me export the class named contact module. And you all know, since it's a module, it needs to be decorated with ng module. And since it is not a root module, for sure it won't have bootstrap. For your information, bootstrap will be available only for the root module. Okay, so you will be having the import section. If you can specify the dependency module, and you can declare the components for this module. Okay, and also you know that you should export it. That's very important, because we are going to use this, we need to compulsorily export it. So import declaration and exports is there. So in the import module, you need to remember, this is not the root module, this is not the bootstrap module. If it is a bootstrap module, there is no need to import one module by default. What module is that? If it is a default module, there is no need to import that module. What module is it? Common module. Perfect. But this is not the bootstrap module, right? So we need to obviously use the common module. Okay, common module should be there, and we can declare the components and all those stuff later. Now I'm just going to come up with, once again, contact route module. Like app route module, I'm just going to come up with contact route module. So let me create a new file called contact.route.module.ts. So in this contact route module, once again, export the class called contact route module. It should have @ng module once again, and obviously it won't have the bootstrap, but declarations also it's not required. This is a route module, so imports and exports will be there. Okay, obviously you people know that we are going to create the route for this module, so we need the router module as a dependency module, right? So let me create router module, and this time, once again, for this contact route module, this is my root module. For root, for the contact route module, this is the root module, right? As you see here, this is the contact route. Okay, don't think about this. This is my root module for the contact. So for root, so if you want to use this as a child, then you need to say dot child. But since as of now, this is the best practice. Always don't go with the child and make it totally confused. So this is for the root. For the contact route module, that is the top level for the contact, and contact routes are specified here. And if you see in the perspective of app route module, if you want to do in such a way that then it will become a child routes. Okay, so I'm making it clear, this is a best practice, so please follow this. So router module dot for root, I want the roots. As of now I don't know, so I'm just saying null. And obviously we need to export it. Since we exported this contact route module, so I can bring it here as well, comma contact route module. And whatever we imported, it's better to export it so that it will be available. There is no need to do this, but this is a best practice. Contact module, I'm imported this one, so I'm just exporting it so that I'm going to, this is a user defined module, so we need to compulsorily export whatever we have imported. Make this as a best practice. In some scenario, some people will say that there is no need to do this common module, but whatever you import, you export it. That is the best practice. So we are done with the contact module and we have done with the contact route module. Now I want to create the routes for the contact. So new file, contact dot routes dot ts. So in the contact route dot ts, I'm just going to have the routes. So export const contact routes, which is of routes type. So let me implement that, equal to an array. Okay, here we'll be having the objects. Okay, we'll first create the modules. We are going to create two components here under the contact. One is permanent component, another one is temporary component. So I'm just going to copy from the home because this is simple. Copy it, paste it. So I'm just renaming that as permanent, and permanent, and changing this to permanent.component.ts. Component.ts, change this to permanent component. Permanent, permanent. Okay. So same way I'm creating for temporary as well. Copy, paste it, change this to temporary. This is temporary component.ts. Okay, so now components are ready. I'm just going to create the routes for it. So whenever I mention the path as permanent, the component should be permanent component. Permanent. Okay, this is inside this one, comma. Next, whenever I mention temporary, component should be temporary component. And I want to have a default. So to specify the default path, if it is blank, just redirect to the permanent. then you need to compulsorily specify path match equal to full, then only it will be considered as a default. Just a minute, it got a hang. Yeah, equal to full. This is the default route. So we have specified our routes. Once the routes are successfully specified, then we can just bring it here. Just call the contact routes that has been imported. So we have almost done. We have our contact module separately, okay, which is there in the source folder. Inside the app we have contact. In the contact we have permanent and temporary, and also it has contact module.ts, contact route.module.ts, contact.route.ts, etc. Now this contact module.ts is going to be the what to say, this is the point, okay, and obviously we need to declare it. Sorry for that. We need to declare that two components, that is permanent component comma temporary component. So it has everything. So this, it's depending on common module as well as the contact route module. Contact route module is depending on the router module, and this is going to take the routes. So since everything is specified, now we need to wire it up. The question for you all is, now this contact module needs to be a dependency module for which module? Where to specify this as a dependency? In the root, that is app.module.ts. Perfect. So we need to go to the app.module.ts. There you just specify this contact module as a dependency module. Okay, it's the first thing we are supposed to do. And I need to have some contact component, right, which displays this link and all those stuff. All right, so we need a contact component. So this contact component, I'm going to place it inside the contact only. So create a new file named contact.component.ts. So in this contact.component.ts only, we are just going to specify the link and router outlet for this one. So without that it won't work, right? So I'm just creating the contact component, contact.component.ts. So export the class or just copy and paste. Why to waste the time? It is almost similar like our app component. Contact component, it doesn't take any ID and all those stuff, and I want no need for this one, and I'm going for the template part. Template backticks. So in this template I'm just going to copy and paste the content which is there in the app component.html. okay, that is, I want this complete OL and the panel body and all those stuff, complete one. I'm copying it, putting that inside the div tag. So here I'm just changing the links. First is permanent, permanent. Okay, when I click this permanent contact, I need to just navigate here. And similarly, when I say, okay, don't give slash here, that's a mistake I used to always do. Never give slash. Okay, here I'm just saying temporary. Router link, temporary contact. I'm deleting this. Okay, panel heading, panel title, if you want you can just provide the title as contact. This is from the contact module. Router outlet, everything is done. Okay, so this contact component, we are supposed to have it in our register that in our app module.ts. Okay, so it got compiled successfully, and there should be, so as of now the application is working perfectly. What I need to do is, now I need to provide only one link called contact. When I click that contact, it should take the that complete detail. All right, so where we are supposed to do that means we need to just go inside the app component.html, just add one more link, copy, paste it. When I select this contact, or when I click this contact, it should navigate to me to this contact link. So look at this, what's going to happen now. When I click contact, it says component not found. Reason is, in the app.route.ts we haven't specified anything about this particular contact route part. So we need to go back to the app.route.ts. In the app.routes.ts, let me specify something on this contact part. When the path is contact, comma, the component should be contact component. Okay, and give comma. So save this. Now look at this. We got this stuff: home, about, contact it as permanent component and temporary component. So when I click permanent component, it says not found. Look at this, slash contact slash permanent, this is perfect. And similarly slash contact slash temporary, this is perfect. But why it is not displaying it? Because we need to just specify the routes as the children for it. This is the main route, right? So when I click this, it's just searching in the main route itself. So I want to specify that it is a child route. So to do that, in the contact component, comma, children, there's a children option is there you just specify the contact routes. It's a children for it. Okay, it's a child routes, so you need to just specify this. So save it. Now it should work. About, contact, you can see permanent component is displayed, temporary. So there's a route inside another route: home, about, contact. The contact as permanent contact, temporary contact. This is from the contact module. And one small change here as well, like app.component.ts, can specify this title with app module. So home, about, contact as permanent contact, temporary contact.